Friends, did you know that biscuits were once avoided by many people of the Hindu religion? But why? We will find out later. However, after Parle-G came into the picture, it changed people's mentality, and now it rules all our hearts. So, friends, from morning tea to office gossip, how did a poor tailor create this biscuit brand that supports us at every step? In today's video, we are going to dive into all the details. And yes, we will also learn how Parle distributed its secret formula to others, and how this brand managed to keep the price of its biscuit packets unchanged for almost 25 years. Parle-G. There might not be a single Indian who hasn't enjoyed this biscuit dipped in tea. And the amazing thing is that as much as we are attached to this biscuit, so are our parents and grandparents. This is why it is not just a biscuit, but an emotion. The foundation of this emotion was laid during British rule, when eating biscuits was nothing more than a golden dream for Indians. But how? To understand this, we have to go back to the late 19th century. At that time, biscuits were available only in a few big shops, often stored in special square-shaped tin boxes with the words Huntley and Palmer's written in bold letters. These boxes were purchased from the shops and sent directly to British palaces, where they were enjoyed by high-ranking British officers with their morning and evening tea. Indians would often look at these biscuits from a distance, wondering what this new delicacy was. Soon, these biscuits made their way into the homes of Indian royalty and a few wealthy families. However, their price was so high that middle-class and poor people couldn't even think of buying them. Even among the wealthy, many upper-class Hindus who could afford these biscuits avoided bringing them home or consuming them. This was because the biscuits were made using eggs, which many Hindus considered unsuitable for their dietary practices. Later, Lala Radha Mohan came up with a solution to this problem. He started a company called Hindu Biscuits in Delhi in 1898, with the aim of making biscuits popular among Hindus. To achieve this, the company hired only Brahmins and upper-caste Hindus so that the biscuits would be acceptable even to the most caste-conscious communities. In its first year, the company released an advertisement stating that all work related to the biscuits, from baking to packaging, was done exclusively by upper-caste Hindus. Additionally, the biscuits were prepared only with milk, without a single drop of water being used, ensuring they adhered to the dietary beliefs of Orthodox Hindus. However, as Hindu biscuits gained popularity, many others began selling biscuits under the same name. This led to significant losses for the original Hindu Biscuit Company, eventually forcing it to merge with Britannia. Despite the competition, the prices of these biscuits remained too high to be accessible to the poor. Then came the day of August 7th, 1905, when the Swadeshi movement came under Gandhiji's leadership. People began buying locally made products and boycotting foreign goods. To support this movement, many Indians started local businesses to reduce dependence on imported products. Meanwhile, a tailor from Gujarat named Mohan Lal Dayal was deeply inspired by this movement and decided to contribute. He thought, why not start his own toffee and chocolate company in India? Through this venture, he could not only financially harm the British, but also make these toffees accessible to poor children who, until then, could only dream of them in the hands of wealthy families. However, the biggest challenge was learning how to make these toffees. At that time, India lacked the resources or knowledge for such manufacturing. Determined to overcome this hurdle, Mohan Lal Dayal made a bold decision and traveled to Germany in 1929 to learn the art of toffee making. After spending some time mastering the technique, he returned to India with a toffee-making machine. Mohan Lal purchased an old factory in the vile Parle area of Mumbai and set up the machine there. Initially, only 12 people worked in the company, all of whom were family members of Mohan Lal. Each person took on roles based on their capabilities. Some became managers, some handled toffee production, and others managed packaging and supply. At first, no one thought much about giving the company a name. Eventually, it was named after its location, Parle. The company's first product was an orange candy, which became very popular at the time. However, Mohanlal Dayal soon identified a major gap in the market. There were no affordable biscuits available for the masses. This realization set the stage for a significant transformation. In 1949, Parle first introduced their biscuits to the market under the name Parle Gluco. Thanks to its affordable price and high quality, this biscuit quickly gained popularity among people. During the Second World War, it was consumed extensively by both the Indian and British armies. When India gained independence in 1947, the country faced a severe shortage of wheat, which was the main ingredient in Parle Gluco biscuits. As a result, Parle had to temporarily stop the production of these biscuits. To overcome this challenge, Parle began producing biscuits made with barley instead. In an advertisement, Parle praised the efforts of freedom fighters and urged consumers to use their barley biscuits until the wheat supply stabilized. Eventually, the situation normalized, and Parle resumed making biscuits with wheat instead of barley. For the next few years, everything went smoothly. However, by the 1960s, many other companies entered the market, launching their own biscuits under the name Gluco. Other companies started launching their biscuits under the name Gluco Biscuit, creating confusion among consumers about which was the original Gluco biscuit. This confusion significantly impacted Parle's sales, which began to decline steadily. However, the company responded strategically to this challenge by focusing on improving its branding. As part of this strategy, they decided to revamp the packaging. Parle started wrapping their biscuits in yellow wax paper featuring the red Parle branding. This packaging also included the illustration of a little girl, designed by Maganlal Daya from the advertising agency Everest Brand Solutions. This new branding resonated strongly with children and parents, helping Parle stand out from competing brands. In 1982, the company took another major step by rebranding Parle Gluco as Parle-G, where the G stood for Gluco. In the same year, 1982, Parle-G's first TV commercial aired, featuring a grandfather singing with his grandchildren the jingle, This commercial became iconic and helped establish the brand in the minds of consumers. In 1998, Parle brought in a brand endorser in the form of Shaktiman, the beloved superhero of the 90s. For children growing up in that era, Shaktiman needed no introduction, as he was immensely popular. Leveraging this association, Parle-G became even more appealing to kids. Following this, the tagline
Parle-G, G माने genius,
and slogans like
Parle-G, 65 सालों से हिंदुस्तान की ताकत.
kept Parle-G at the forefront of public conversation. Today, Parle boasts a vast portfolio of products, including various types of biscuits, candies, and snacks. However, there is a common misconception that products like Biscuit, Fruity, and Appy Fizz are also part of the Parle brand. But is it really so? To understand this, we need to take a closer look at Mohanlal's family. Mohanlal had 5 sons. Among them, his eldest son, Untold Chauhan, decided to leave the family business and started Parle Agro. Today, popular products like Bovanto, Fruity, and Appy Fizz come under this company. In the 1970s, Untold Chauhan divided his business between his 2 sons, Prakash Chauhan and Raim Chauhan. As a result, Parle Agro came under the control of Prakash Chauhan, while the Biscuit brand came under the ownership of Raim Chauhan. Thus, after separating from Untold Chauhan's family, Mohanlal's other 4 sons, Maniklal, Pitambar, Narotam, and Untold Chauhan N, became the owners of Parle products. In the beginning, Parle dominated the biscuit market due to its affordability and good quality. Remarkably, even today, Parle holds over 40% of the biscuit market share in India. It is very interesting to know what tactics Parle used to dominate the market for over 100 years. So, friends, the company's hero product is Parle-G, but despite the huge success it enjoyed, it never stopped innovating. The company had started researching the market long ago and began understanding people's likes and dislikes. When it launched its Parle Gluco biscuit, They realized that it's not necessary for everyone to like sweet biscuits with sweet tea. In fact, many people prefer salty snacks with tea. So, in 1938, Parle launched Monaco Biscuit. To attract kids and youngsters, in 1956, the company launched Parle Cheeselings, a unique product with small, square-shaped namkeens that were very popular at that time. Following this, in 1963, Parle launched Kiss Me Toffee. Many of you must have eaten them. In 1966, Parle launched Poppins, and its colorful candies were loved by children. Apart from this, Parle launched many other products like Melody, Crack Jack, Star 2020 Star, Magix, Milk Shakti, Mango Bite, London Dairy, and Hide and Seek, which were also highly popular. With the help of these products, Parle was successful in dominating the Indian biscuit market. By 2012, Parle was selling its products through 40 lakh shops. In 2013, Parle's turnover exceeded 5,000 rupees crore. During the lockdown, Parle-G saw a huge increase in sales, and the company's turnover rose to 8,000 rupees crore. Today, Parle-G is the world's largest selling biscuit brand, producing 1 billion biscuits per month. On average, 4,551 Parle-G packets are consumed every second. So, friends, at one time, the demand for Parle's biscuits increased so much that the company was unable to make enough biscuits. In such a situation, Parle made a very smart decision and teamed up with local bakeries. The company shared the secret formula for its biscuits with these bakeries, which reduced the pressure on Parle's own production and created a strong supply chain. Because the shop selling Parle biscuits would receive fresh packets directly from the nearest bakery, this strategy worked well for some time. However, when massive orders started coming in, the company shifted its focus to increasing production. To do this, they needed more raw materials, which could be purchased at a discount when bought in bulk. As a result, Parle gained some benefits from this strategy, and after bulk production, their profits increased significantly. Now, there were many people in the market who were crazy about Parle-G, and shopkeepers were even getting worried about taking orders before the stock was over. Given the speed at which the demand for these biscuits was increasing, any other company in their place would have raised the price of their product. But Parle-G didn't do that. 50 years ago, it was the cheapest biscuit, and it is still the cheapest. The amazing thing is that despite inflation over the last 25 years, Parle-G has kept its price unchanged. For instance, in 1998 to 99, the price of petrol was 25 rupees per liter, but now it's around 105 rupees. Yet, in all these years, Parle-G has not increased the price of its biscuits by a single rupee. You might think, just like many modern startups, Parle is burning its money. But that's not true. In the financial year 2022, Parle made a profit of 256 rupees crore. So friends, the price of Parle-G biscuits has been increasing, but so subtly that the consumer doesn't even notice. The company understands very well that consumers don't like to pay extra. There was an instance when they increased the price by just 50 paisa, and their sales drastically dropped. People even took to the streets to protest. In response, Parle-G's management team decided not to raise the price, but to reduce the quantity. For example, earlier, you could get a 100-gram packet of Parle-G for 4 rupees, but now you only get 55 grams for 5 rupees. Parle-G is the hero product of the company, easily available in every corner of the country. Thanks to its strong distribution network, whenever the company launches a new product, it reaches the market quickly. These new products gain exposure effortlessly, and the company benefits greatly from them. But is Parle-G's popularity limited to India? Absolutely not. It is widely loved in countries like the USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Additionally, Parle-G has manufacturing units in many other countries. Just like Indians, the Chinese are crazy about this biscuit, which is why Parle-G has become the most sold biscuit in China. So friends, what memories do you have with Parle-G? Do share them with us in the comments.